Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and welcome to another edition of For the Win. Today we're going to take a look at two cars that are very similar and yet very different. Both 65, 66 Mustangs, both fastbacks, both completely badass. Let's first take a look at my buddy Matt Alcala's Best of Show Coachworks build. Matt built this car with every intent of going out and autocrossing this. Now he also wants to be able to drive it on the streets, go maybe hit a road course from time to time, but he really loves autocrossing, and so this car is very much built with that approach in mind. He's done massive upgrade to the subframe, suspension components, brakes. He's kept it a 302, which I'll show you in a second, and the other car is very similar power-wise. You're making mid 400s to mid 500s in both of these cars. But Matt's car, everything about this thing is purpose-built. You got bolstered in seats, you've got, although there's some creature comforts, it's very much race car inspired on the interior. And this thing definitely delivers. It puts the power to the ground, it's a high revving engine. He's got this thing, I can't even remember the gearing on it, but it's high fours in this car. It's definitely geared and ready to just dig in and get down. And it really puts the power to the ground, which is something I absolutely love in any car that you're building to go out and drive. So let's jump in with Matt, go for a little rip and see what his car's about.
It's stiff.
It's really
stiff. Your car's stiff. But it makes sense. I mean, you're tracking it, you'd want it to be stiff. What's the gearing on the rear end?
It's got 430 gears in the back of it.
You're super low gearing.
Yeah. But the motor revs to 8,000, so it's not a big deal.
Wow, dude, this car is seriously peppy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you say the horsepower is?
I think it's 550-ish at the crank.
Man, it just like, dude, your car's bitching. I'm in love. Not cool to fall in love with another man's car, but your car's bitching. I mean, I love the way everything's set up. I really do. This is...
My Camaro is probably faster, quieter, rides a lot smoother, and it'll throw down like a really, really fast lap time on a track, but this is more fun.
Really?
You will always feel faster driving this, and you will have more fun driving this.
Really?
But it's a slower car.
Interesting.
Blip it and downshift in a second.
What's that?
You gotta blip it and downshift in a second.
Now?
Yeah.
Bitchin'.
Hey, just as a freaking hot rodder myself, I have a 49 Chevy.
Nice.
This is freaking beautiful. Number one.
It's his car, yeah, it is.
All steel? You mind if I ask you like just questions because
yeah,
it makes me feel alive again. All steel?
Yeah.
What size motor?
It's got a 5-liter. It's got a 5-liter Boss motor in it.
Really?
Yeah.
What size tranny?
It's a TR6060 6-speed.
Gears?
430s.
You race this motherfucker?
Yeah.
I got a 49 Chevy all steel. Pro Street.
Nice.
3 stroker. I'm putting
Cool.
HEI on it.
Right on.
But that is just fucking... Did you build this yourself?
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Listen,
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna be man and say this right now. I was like, but I bet you don't build that shit. So I apologize. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt Phillip.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Pleasure, man. Fucking dope, bro. Really nice.
You're gonna hear it scream in a second.
Tell them who you are. Who I am? Yeah. Philip Macaluso, retired Marine.
Hoorah! Devil dog!
this next 65 was built with one intent and one intent only. Go street drive this thing and have a blast and possibly have the best sounding car going down the road. My friend Dave built a beautiful 65, real GT350 by the way. Actually his is a 66, but 65, 66, you know, potato, potato, right? So Dave's car is built even more raw than Matt's. He's kept a lot of the suspension components stock on this car, some upgraded stuff, but this is mostly what you get in an old school GT350. It does have a 302 engine, but it is a modern 302, still carbureted, because Dave is a carbureted all the way kind of guy. It shreds tires effortlessly, even though it's not massive power. And for me, both of these cars are a great example of mid 400 to mid 500 horsepower is actually plenty of power to go out and have a great time, be able to rip around the streets, burn tires whenever you want to, but you don't have something that's going to get completely and totally away from you in a quick second here. I love how raw Dave's car is as well. The Kirky seats, no frills whatsoever on the interior at all. I mean, this is as simple and as basic as it gets. But Dave did something really interesting, and it's what gives such a unique tone to this car, is he's put augers into his side exit exhaust. Now you go look into that one for a minute and try to figure out exactly what that means. I get somewhat of a mental picture from it, but I can tell you this much. Nothing sounds like Dave's 66 GT350. So let's jump in and go for a little rip with Dave, and I'll show you what this car's about.
God, what a great sound, man. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll dig into it when the camera gets around us.
Better not be a pussy.
God, dude. Oh, and then the backfires to top it off.
Does you love it?
Oh my God. Oh, dude, you gotta be kidding me here. This thing's so intense. I love the manual steering, the manual brakes. God, what an incredible sound this thing makes. God.
It's like a trumpet, man.
Oh, it just screams.
Yeah. I think
What are the gears in here?
411s.
So that fifth gear really acts as your overdrive.
You hit fifth gear, just feel it.
God.
But it drops to
Now
you
you're
know,
2,500
at
60-ish.
Yeah. At 80, you're like 3,000 RPM. It's pretty nice.
That's so cool.
You guys ready?
They're ready. Such a great car, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely drove your car like a pussy. So much more intense than a modern, dumbed down car.
Yeah. Just as
It's just such a visceral experience. It really is.
I don't know, it's almost like you can feel the energy from the engine, and you're feeling like the mechanics of the car much more. You're more engaged with the road. It's just got a really nice,
Totally agree.
nice feel to it.
You know, this is another one that proves it to me that you can be in that 400-ish at the wheel horsepower range, and it is more than enough to really rip. Right into the driveway.
So now I'm going to give you my opinion on what I like and what I don't like about each one of these cars, and ultimately let you know which one wins for me. So Matt Alcala's car is kind of everything I like in a driver car. Massive suspension upgrades, brakes, the perfect amount of power, low gearing on this thing so it really digs in and goes. This car is just purely set up to drive hard. It has a couple of the creature comforts you still like in a car, but not much. Absolutely love what Matt did with this car, especially all the wide body stuff that he did on this. All metal, all hand done, all done in-house. Absolutely love this car. Now jumping over to Dave's, there's things about this car I would love to see changed. I miss the fact that there's not upgraded suspension. I miss the fact that it's maybe not put onto a full chassis. There's subtle little things like that that miss a little bit for me. Not to mention I would love this car to be fully caged. But there's nothing like the sound of Dave's car. It is truly the best sounding car I've ever heard in my life. It screams. It's a high revving V8. Every time you turn the key in this car, it drives. It is reliable, it's a driver, and I've spent a lot of time in this car. So when it gets down to it, which one would I pick for the win? I gotta tell you, and it goes against my better judgment, but I would still pick Dave's car. Even though it doesn't have some of those suspension upgrades I would love to see, there's nothing like being in this car. The sound of it, the looks of it, everything about this car, how pure and how raw it is. I absolutely love it. And for the win, I give it to my buddy Dave and his beautiful 66 GT350. So let's hear some feedback on this. I want to know which one you guys would pick and why. Give me the input that I love to hear on this. And I promise you, I read through the comments. I might not respond to all of them, but I'm watching and I like to hear what you guys have to say, and would also love your feedback again on whether or not you like this new series we've created. So as always, you guys, a big thanks for hanging and watching what we do here. I truly do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right, man, later.